Well, Nation, I just talked about two really big extremes in the last two videos, and it's starting to get a little out of control. From going from the technical death metal proficiency of Cryptasy to the crap of Cher Lloyd, yeah, we need to take this back a notch. So let's talk about something a little bit calmer, a little bit more serene. Let's talk about Disclosure from The Gathering, which is their new album here in 2012, their second album with their new singer, and it's been quite a while. But they've been releasing albums under their own label, which is Psychonaut Records. Now, The Gathering is a band that started off with a little bit more of a doomy edge. However, in recent memory, has evolved their sounds to invoke a lot of progressive rock tendencies as well as alternative metal, and really just kind of explore that softer side, that softer edge of metal that some people hate to classify as metal. However, it's that explorative nature that really gives it that title, mainly because you don't see a lot of that exploration in various other styles of music. This band also has gotten a ton of respect in Europe, especially while they were a member of the Century Media Records roster. And considering since they left they've been doing everything themselves for creative control's sake, well, that's also worked out for them also. So let's talk about this album. Now, considering you have a new singer, with the previous album they had to kind of, sway people a little bit. You had to sway people to understand that, the way that you had enjoyed The Gathering for all of those years, well, it had changed. However, the core philosophy of the band really hadn't. And that was a tough sell for a lot of people on that record. With this record, it's a little bit easier of a sell. Mainly because the atmosphere on this album really tends to speak for itself. It's very strong. They're able to do so by really combining just a strong atmosphere along with the soft, beautiful female vocals that really accompany this album all the way through. Sometimes it's just very haunting to hear. It really gives you those goosebumps, that it sends those chills down your spine, and you enjoy that not just because they are ethereal female vocals, but because you can actually feel the emotion, you can actually feel the feeling that's behind each and every one of those words. I mean, it's really represented very dynamically by the vocalist, and the music that goes with it, the atmosphere that is painted behind it, almost makes it into this very audio painting, this audio work of art that perhaps you can close your eyes and visualize yourself viewing at an exhibition, and it really creates for some very interesting visuals, let me tell you this. Now, I'm sure fans were also a little bit curious about the first single off of the album, which was Heroes to Ghosts, which was over 10 minutes in length, and definitely gave them a nice taste of what the album was going to be about, and the overwhelming majority felt that this was a very positive first track, and it certainly is. Now, two other tracks that are on this album that are kind of curious in nature are Gemini's 1 and 2, which combined would be right around 10 minutes in length, if not a little bit longer, but instead are broken up and used as the bookends of the second half of the album. That all said, the entire body of work is extremely strong. The opening track is probably one of the more powerful out of all of the tracks that you're going to hear on this record, of this 8-track affair. Your opener is got to have something special. It's got to really rope you in. It's got to be almost like that gateway drug that you're always warned about whenever you're young or whenever you're in high school. They always tell you that there's a gateway drug, marijuana is a gateway drug, smoking cigarettes is a gateway drug, eating hamburgers with barbecue sauce and Worcester sauce at the same time is a gateway drug. I don't know what the fuck your parents told you, but that's what the first track is meant to be. It's supposed to be the gateway drug that gets you to continue to listen to the album. You have to be really interested, and this track really is able to do that. The Gathering have really proven with Disclosure what you are supposed to do whenever you're a band of this variety. Lacuna Coil released an album earlier this year, Dark Adrenaline, that really just continued them down the spiral, in my opinion, and that's a band that has kind of made a little bit of a seismic shift to their sound, and it hasn't worked out for them aside from a little bit more of a commercial success. It's kind of like dumbing down something that could easily have stayed the way it was, and there would have been equal success, just perhaps not with as many fangirls. The Gathering really are able to showcase how taking that bold risk and not really worrying about the commercial results really results in just an overall much better body of work, considering this album definitely flows from front to back, and once again, that feeling and emotion is captured within you whenever you listen to every track, and you feel very close to it. You know, you feel like you are emotionally attached and involved with it also, almost as though you are the one that's carrying this weight, and this woman is just simply singing your inner thoughts inside of your brain to a mass audience. It's a very cool feeling. I wouldn't call it my favorite album of this variety so far here in 2012. That would actually have to go to Laid to Rest by a band called Frequency Drift that I unfortunately didn't review back in July whenever I had the principal opportunity. But that was just a beautifully laden album, rich with symphony, rich with just beautiful haunting vocals, tremendous melody. It's got classic written all over it. However, it's not going to be listened to by nearly enough people in order for it to garner that tag. However, this album by The Gathering, To Get Back on Track, is certainly one to reckon with. It is certainly a great album to count them under discography, and it's something that I'm going to have to give a solid 8 out of 10. I really like this experience. I really liked how wrapped up you can get in their music, because you just feel so tremendously one with it, and that is something that's definitely a strength to progressive rock, not to mention something that's a strength to this particular niche of it. It's the reason why Anathema has so many countless fans that really just latch on to their more modern work, almost as though it's a form of religion. The Gathering is able to have that same type of power and that same type of effect, and they showcase it and beautifully documented on this album here in 2012. Thank you very much, Cover Killer Nation. I will see you guys next time, and for those of you that have stuck around to the end, I know I got a little bit off track there, but I'd like to announce formally that I will be moving soon, so this set will be getting kind of disassembled over the next couple of weeks. So if you notice any backdrop changes or anything like that, definitely just bear with me for a while, because it's going to be a long and arduous process over the next couple of weeks in order to get everything out of here and move into the new apartment, hopefully by the first part of October. That said, guys, I will address that a little bit more in an update video, hopefully later on this week. Peace.